TNA Sacrifice was last night, but I didn't watch pay-per-view, but luckily they gave us a little format here to work on that has the entire pay-per-view from the beginning to the end. It's probably a long thing, so it'll probably be a two-parter here. But I want to start off saying congratulations to the Mavs. We finally won a championship. About damn time. But okay, Slammiversary was last night. The opener starts like this. We open with a video package highlighting some of the main events for the night. The pyro hits. Mike Tenay welcomes us to the TNA pay-per-view properly. Immediately hyping the TNA World Title match between Sting and Ken Anderson, as well as the match between Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett. They tell that they're both ready to kick things off. They look towards the World Tag Team titles to do just that, as Douglas Williams and Magnus make their way out to the ring to some heat from the crowd. Of course, the first match would be the TNA Tag Team, or the Impact Wrestling Tag Team titles. I don't know what to call them now because the show's Impact Wrestling, but they're still using the TNA name. Still be a little confusing here. James Storms and Alex Shelley defending against British Invasion. Alex Shelley and James Storms make their way out with Robert Roode in tow. Roode hands off his title belt to Shelley. He lets the new team make their way to the ring as Roode breaks off to join Tenay and Taz on commentary. Storm and Williams look to start things off with their respective teams. The bell rings and both men lock up. Williams and Storm chain wrestle for a bit, trading holds before Shelley tags in to continue training with Williams. Williams tags out to Magnus and comes in with a quick shoulder block, but is taken down by a drop toe hold. Magnus comes back, but it's not long before Shelley tags back in, tags out the Storm. Both members of Gun Money double team both members of the British Invasion for a while. Frequent tags from Storm and Shelley, who even bust out their signature machine gun dropkick spot with a poke to the eye instead of a dropkick. Shelley goes on to work with Williams, but he is pulled to the outside by Magnus, and this allows the distraction for Shelley re-enters the match, allowing Williams to gain the upper hand. Williams goes to work on Shelley's arm, wrenching away, but Shelley fights back the entire time. Magnus is in, and the Brits double team Shelley without the tag. Magnus tags and beats on Shelley in the corner, but Shelley begins to fight back, knocking Magnus away. Shelley sleeps with Magnus off of the middle rope, but Magnus catches him and executes a nice dropkick. Magnus tags out to Williams, and they whip Shelley into the corner so Williams can follow with a high knee, and Magnus hits a middle rope elbow drop. And there's a text there, just get rid of that. There we go. Magnus and Williams continue to take it to Shelley, with occasional flashes of offense from Shelley, but Williams does a big suplex to stop Shelley's momentum. Williams goes for the Chaos Theory, but Shelley fights it off, and STLs Williams in the corner instead. Shelley makes a hot tide Storm, who comes in with punches and clotheslines both members of the British Invasion. Storm hits a DDT on William, but it's enough to keep him down for free. Not enough to keep him down for free. Storm slides to the outside and takes out Magnus before going to the apron and backdropping Williams out to the floor on top of Magnus. Storm holds the ropes open for Shelley, who hits a suicide dive at Williams. Storm rolls out Williams of the ring, and he and Shelley execute a suplex on Magnus, dropping him on top of Williams. Storm and Shelley celebrate, but they're surprised by Magnus, who tosses Storm over the top. Shelley hangs Magnus up on the top of the rope, and Storm comes back in, going for the Eye of the Storm on Williams. Williams reverses, but ends up eating a couple of drop kicks in the corner. Storm hits a back cracker on Williams before Shelley connects with the double knees from the top. It's enough to keep Williams down for free. Magnus comes in and takes Storm out. But he's taken out with a missed drop kick from Shelley. Shelley eats some European uppercuts from Williams. Williams is turned around by Storm and Williams and ducked, but Storm spits beers into Shelley's eye. Shelley cannot see, so he hits a super kick on Storm. British Invasion hits a Doomsday European uppercut, but it's not enough to keep Storm down for free. Miscommunication from the Brits lead to a super kick slice bread combo for the Storm and Shelley. Circle with the pin, which is the one, and this one is over, and they retain the titles. So Gun Money retains. Then they get video of today from Jeff Jarrett arriving in the arena, and they follow the footage by Kurt Angle arriving to the arena. Backstage, Scott Steiner is backstage with Jeremy Borash. Borash says that all the white trash and attendants and at home have him beat Morgan with his left arm, and that's his weak arm. And tonight, he's got both. Steiner says he's the greatest thing, but winning the night after beating Morgan, he's going to take his girlfriend and show her what it takes to be a real man. And then the next match, Matt Morgan versus Scott Steiner. The bell rings and we're ready to kick things off with this one. Steiner poses for a bit, showing off his muscle to Morgan in the crowd. Both men lock up, and Morgan locks with a headlock. Steiner fights it off, but fails to a big shoulder block. Morgan picks Steiner up and body slams before connecting with a big headbutt. Steiner ends up hung up on the top rope, and Morgan leaps over him, catching him with a big leg drop on the way out. Steiner goes to the outside, and Morgan drives him back onto the ring apron. Back in the ring, Morgan goes for what looks like a reverse chokeslam, but Steiner grabs the ref and connects with a low blow to Morgan. Steiner stomps away at Morgan for a bit before hitting an inverted atomic drop and stomping away at Morgan a bit more. Steiner grabs Morgan and hits a big belly suplex. Morgan tries to fight back, but Steiner chokes Morgan against the rope to stop his momentum. Steiner chokes Morgan with his boot a bit before simply jawing for the crowd. Steiner sends Morgan to the ropes and catches him with a clothesline for a big elbow drop. Steiner goes for a pin, but decides to do some more push-ups instead. Steiner beats on Morgan in the corner and does a bit for hitting a snapmare, kicking him square in the chest. Steiner beats on Morgan in the corner again, and then he sends him across the ring with an Irish whip. Morgan catches him with a big boot, and Morgan hits Steiner out of a couple of right hands before hitting up a big clothesline and then another. Morgan slams Steiner and face burst into the turnbuckle before hitting a big splash and sidewalk slam to put Steiner down. Morgan hits a sit-out slam, but when he goes for the cover, Steiner kicks out at 2. Steiner is able to hit a modified T-bone suplex, which is good enough for a near fall of his own. Then Morgan comes back with a discus clothesline. Steiner is able to drive Morgan down to the mat, but as he goes for the pin, but it's only to get 2. Steiner locks in the Steiner recliner, and Morgan appears to be fading, but when the ref hits his hand up, pulls away for the third count. Morgan goes for the ropes and he uses them to pull himself up to his feet, with Steiner on his shoulders. Steiner is able to victory roll into a pinning combination, but Morgan kicks out at 2. Steiner goes to the middle rope and jumps off, but Morgan catches him with a choke slam position. Morgan hits an atomic drop instead. Steiner almost hits a belly-to-belly suplex, but Morgan fights it off, hits a bicycle kick instead. Morgan goes with the pin and gets a free pound. Your winner is Matt Morgan. JB is backstage with Jeff Jarrett. He asks Jarrett if he'll ever imagine facing his toughest opponent with his gold medals on the line. Jarrett says he's already took Angle's wife away. Tonight is about to be another contender, and taking away the last thing he's able to take away from Angle. He says tonight, when Earl Hebner made his handed victory, Angle is in for agony. Jarrett will be standing on a podium on Impact, and Angle will have to put his medals around Jarrett's neck. There's nothing he can do about it. Jarrett finally dedicates his first win tonight to Jarrett or Karen before ending the interview. And that was only 2 matches with this new format. They really detailed the match, and I love it. That way I can do it, when I'm not there. And it kind of does few little parts there. So we'll have to come back for the next match, which is for the Extreme title or the X Division title, whatever the Abyss is calling it now. So we'll be right back in a few seconds.